Hi friends, in previous class we have learned about uh, how to create video ads. We have seen about mobile app ads and Gmail ads also, and also have seen various video ad formats and all. Okay, in today's class we'll be learning about conversion tracking, retargeting or remarketing, and call only ads. Okay, so let's start with conversion tracking. So what is this conversion tracking and all? Okay, so before that, what is this conversion? Okay, a conversion is nothing but an action or a group of actions a visitor or a user takes on a website or a mobile app. Okay, we'll be running various ads or we'll be bringing our website to the top with the help of SEO, whatever it may be. People may click on our website and they will come to our website. Okay, after that they'll perform some actions on our website. Okay, if they perform any valuable actions like downloading a brochure, it may be a sign up, it may be a purchasing a product, it may be call to our business, whatever it may be. If they perform any valuable action or a group of valuable actions in our website or on our mobile app, then it is known as a conversion. Okay, so all these valuable actions performed by user are known as conversions. So based on the website, these valuable actions may differ. There are various types of actions like generating leads, it may be sales, downloads, email signups, purchasing a product, calling our business, downloading or installing our app. Okay, all these things are various conversions. Okay, when customer completes such actions on our website or mobile app, okay, these are known as conversions. Okay, clear about conversions? What is a conversion and all? It is nothing but an action or group of action. Then action, I'll say valuable action. It should be valuable for us. Okay, action or group of actions performed by users on our website is known as conversion. Then what is this conversion tracking? Conversion tracking, simple. Okay, tracking all these actions or conversions of users. Okay, on our website is known as conversion tracking. So here we'll be tracking all the actions what the users or visitors are performing on our website. It is very important for us to track these actions. Then only we can perform this remarketing or retargeting, and also we'll get an idea what users are exactly looking for, okay, in our website and all. Okay, so in simple, this conversion tracking is a free and powerful tool. Okay, it is a free tool, but it is very powerful, provided by Google. It is provided by Google only. Okay, it helps us to identify how well our ad campaign is generating leads, sales, downloads, email signups, etc. Okay, so it helps us to know how our campaign is running on board. Okay, so actually we'll be running various campaigns on Google Ads. It may be search network campaign, display network campaign, video ads, mobile ads, or Gmail ads, whatever it may be. We are running all these campaigns in order to get some leads, in order to get some business, right? So with the help of this conversion tracking, we can identify how well our campaigns are working and how well they are generating leads, how well we are getting uh, our products purchased, how well our sales are going on, how well they are downloading things from our website and all. We can know our performance of our ad campaign through this conversion tracking. And also it is a free tool provided by Google. Okay, by this conversion tracking we can also understand our return on investment. Okay, how much we are investing, and in return how much we are getting through ads, how much profits we are getting by running these ads. So for example, I might have invested some 100 rupees on ads, right? So I have invested 100 rupees, then how much I got in return? Return on investment, how much I am getting? So if I get 1000 rupees in return, there is a good profit, right? I invested 100 rupees and I'm getting 900 rupees as profit. Okay, so this is somewhat better. With the help of this conversion tracking, we can also understand how much return on investment we are getting, so that we can take better decisions about our ad spend. Okay, in future if you want to run any ads, based on this return on investment, we can decide how much we want to spend here. So how much amount we have to spend on ads, that is known as ad spend. It is nothing but how much money if we want to spend on ads. Okay, right. So that's about conversion tracking. Let's see in practical how we can track what people are doing on our website and all, how many people are converting on our website and all. Okay, so here in order to track conversions, go to tools and settings. Okay, in case of tools, go to measurement section. Here we have to go for conversions, the first option. Tools, measurement, then conversions. Okay, so click on plus. Actually I have created already one conversion, that's why it is showing up like this, or else it will be displayed like this. Okay, here it is showing me with four options what kind of conversions you want to track. Here you have to add a conversion tracking. So here it is showing me with the four options what kind of conversions you want to track. Okay, so if you have a website, then if you want to track conversions on your website, okay, track conversions on your website, like it may be online sales, how many people clicked on links, how many people viewed a specific page, okay, how many people signed up your form, like that. Okay, there are some types of conversions on websites, right? As I said, it may be downloading a brochure, it may be a call to our business, it may be email signups, downloads, sales, whatever it may be. Generating leads means, again, generating leads means if someone sign up our form, we'll be getting their details later, we can call them up. Okay, which is known as generating a lead, right? So in this way we can track various types of conversions on website. If you are using a mobile app, okay, we can track what people are doing in our app also. So we can track how many people are installing our app. If we are selling some products on your app, then how many people purchased your products. Okay, and other actions, like similarly in case of website, they can view specific page, they can click on some links. In the same way, they can also perform similar actions on app. You can also track them. So next thing is phone calls. We can also track phone calls. I'll say about this thing later. In case of call only ads, okay, I'll speak about it in detail. Okay, about this import. Okay, so what is this import, which means if you want to track offline conversions, okay, see here, offline lead conversions, then we can import data. Import means we have to give data to Google Ads. What is this offline conversions, I'll say you. Okay, so let's think that we have run some ads on search network campaign, like search network or display network, we have run some ads, whatever it may be. Okay, so then one person came to my website. Okay, he bought a product from my website and he made an online payment. Okay, then Google can recognize that payment, right? Google can recognize that he made an online payment. Am I correct? He purchased the product directly, so Google can recognize it and it will count it as a conversion. So as he purchased one product, okay, Google will mark it as one conversion. Let's think that second member came to my website through ad. Through ad. He have seen my ad, he clicked on my ad, and he came to my website. He have seen all the things. Then what he did is, he has seen the address also. He has come to my shop directly. He has come to my physical location directly. Then he gave me money, okay, and he made a purchase. Is it a conversion or not? You have to
Yes.
answer me. Yes, it is a conversion. Okay, but it is an offline conversion. Yeah, he didn't pay the money or he didn't purchase the product through online. He made an offline conversion. Okay, but this thing here is he converted with the help of Google Ads I ran only. Okay, with the help of ads only, my website appeared to him on the top. Then he clicked on my ad. Then he went to my website and he made a purchase. But the thing here is, after going to my website, okay, he directly came to my physical location and he bought my product. It is a conversion which is done with the help of my Google Ads only. Okay, right? But the thing is, he made a offline purchase. It is also a conversion, okay, done with the help of my Google Ads. But Google cannot recognize it. Why? Because he made an offline payment. Google will not know how many people got converted in offline. Only we people will be knowing about it. Okay, so once they come to us and they say that we came to you people to the ads and all, we have seen your website and we have come here like such, then we have to think that okay, they saw our Google ad and they clicked on it, and after that they came to my physical location like that. So the thing here is Google can recognize only online conversion, right? Even it is a machine. Okay, it cannot recognize offline conversions. If you want to get a clear idea, okay, if you want to know how many people got converted with the help of my ads, okay, I might have spent some 100 rupees, then I want to get a clear idea like how much amount in return I got, how much amount profit did I get after spending on ads like such. Then you have to give all this data to Google Ads. Okay, you can import the data here. Okay, so you can import the data of offline lead conversions. Some people might directly go to your website. They may see the phone number present on your website. They may call you and they might purchase you. Okay, they might pay Google Pay payment or like so. They may pay you some in other ways. Okay, and they may get your product. So phone sales, offline lead sales and all. Okay, these are all if you want to get a clear idea and all. Okay, you can give offline leads also to this Google Ads. We have to import data, we have to give the data. It may be through Google Analytics, it may be through Salesforce. It is also a software which maintains some database of things like such. Okay, so you can give all the data to Google Ads through this thing. We have to import a file to Google Ads. Okay, so we'll be learning about Google Analytics and all. Okay, at the time of pre-marketing also you'll understand why you have to give all these things and all. Okay, so I'll say, so simple in simple, if you want to get a clear idea, okay, like how many people got converted with the help of running ads, then you have to give this thing. So you'll get a clear idea in total how many people got converted and all. Right, so let me go to website now. As I don't have a mobile app, I'll go to website. I want to track things or track the actions of visitors on my website. Click on this thing. Right, next, create a conversion action of your website. This category, choose one category. So select the action you'd like to track, what you want to track. So purchase, so if you want if people makes a purchase on your website, then it will be counted as one conversion. So if you want to track like that, you can choose purchase. So when someone completes a purchase or checkout flow, add to cart. When someone adds items to your cart, then it is one conversion per. Okay, as I said, the valuable actions may differ from owner to owner. Okay, so begin checkout. If they enters the checkout, it will be one thing. They subscribe. Okay, if they subscribe, someone pays to subscribe for a product or service, then it may be a action or it may be a conversion for them. Okay, so if they contact you, they submit their details to you, if they book an appointment, sign up. Okay, they sign up with your form, request something. Okay, get directions, whatever it may be. Or else if they view a specific page also, okay, if they view a specific page also, if you want to count it as a conversion, then you can choose it. Otherwise you can choose other. Okay, so simply I'll do submit lead form. Means if someone submits a form after visiting my website, I'll think it as a conversion form, so I'll choose this. So you can name this thing, okay, conversion name. It's for your reference, you can change it or you can keep it like that. Okay, right, so and value, so measure the impact of your advertising by giving conversions a value. Okay, so here we have to give a value for each and every conversion. So here use the same value for each conversion and use different values for each conversion. What is this thing? Okay, let's see about this thing. Okay, so value, what is this? Okay, some conversions have fixed value like signing up a form. Okay, so let me give an example. Let's think that person A came to my website. Okay, he filled my form. Okay, on first day. Second day, again he came to my website. Again he filled my form. So Third day again he came to my website and again he filled my form, right? So now how many people might be joining my course now? The same person came to my website and he filled my form for 3 times. Then how many leads did I get?
One.
Only one lead. I got only one lead because he is the same person, right? So I have to count these kinds of conversions as same value. Okay, as he is the same person, he is coming to my website each and every day and he is filling my form. Okay, whatever it may be, he might fill my form for 1,000 times also. I will consider this value as one. Okay, why means I'm getting only one lead. One member only might join my course, right? So not 10 members or 3 members will not be joined. Even I call back them or like such. Done. So let's go for another example. Let's think it is an e-commerce website. Same A got their Amazon like such platform. He bought one product. He purchased one product there. Then again again the same person went to Amazon on the second day. Again he purchased one product. Okay, and third day again he went and again he purchased a product. Now, how many conversions should I consider?
Three, ma'am.
Three. Yes, three conversions. Why? Because the values differ. Okay, so here the matter is how many products they are purchasing. It is not the matter with whether he is the same person or different person. Okay, so like this the values will differ based on your requirement, like based on your website, based on your conversion type. Okay, the values will differ. If it is like signing up a form or downloading a brochure, okay, if it is done by same person, you'll be considering it as value, same value. Okay, if it is an e-commerce site, every conversion made by a person is valuable. That's why we take each conversion has different value. Okay, so here each conversion will be having different value, and here every conversion done by same person. Okay, each conversion done by same person has same value. Here every conversion has different values. So now I'll go here. So if you see, so use the same value for each conversion. Means each time a conversion happens, same value is recorded. Okay, and we have to also say them that if they fill up my form, I'll be getting this much of amount. Like that, you can say. Otherwise, you can leave it like that only. So use different values for each conversion. These are dynamic values. These are usually used by product sellers or e-commerce sites. See, if you sell multiple products at different prices, you can give each of them a different value. Okay, so don't use a value for this conversion action. You can also choose this. Means this is not given a value. Means you will not be getting anything from this conversion. Okay, like this also you can choose, because a value helps you measure the impact of your ads. So if you give some value, then you can define that I got these many things, so that I earned this much. Okay, then say like that. You can see that if your product has same value like 10 rupees only. Okay, if we bought for 10 times also, okay, then you'll be getting 10 into 10. Okay, some 100 rupees like such. If you are having your products for a different range of prices, then you can go for this. As I'm my conversion thing is here submitting a form. Even a person submits a form for 1,000 times also. Okay, I'll be considering it as single value. So I'll be choosing this thing only. Next, count. So select how many conversions to count per click on interaction. So see, this is also a bit similar. Okay, so it is asking me. Okay, it is asking me how many times should I count the conversions. So if it is done by similar person or same person, I'll count them as one conversion only. And the second thing, if it is in the second case, like e-commerce case, if it is done for 1,000 times, I'll consider it as 1,000. Okay, I'll count them as 1,000 times. I'll count them for 1,000 times. Okay, so here recommended for leads, signups, and other conversions, because only the first interaction is valuable. Okay, so though the same person submits a form, or download something from my website for 1,000 times also, it will be only one conversion for me, as he is only one person doing it for multiple times. If it is in case of purchases or like any e-commerce sites, as he purchases a product, every conversion is valuable. That's why I'll count every conversion. I'll give a number to each and every conversion. Okay, if same person comes to my website and he purchases something for 1,000 times, then I'll count it as 1,000 conversions. Here in case of submitting a lead form, if a person comes to my website and he submits a form for 1,000 times also, I'll consider it as one conversion only. Okay, you understood the point and the difference between value and count? Okay, have you understood the concept? Here
Yes.
in case of value, we'll be giving some price. Okay, if it is a product, we'll be giving some price. If it is not a product, we'll not be giving any price at all. In case of count, we'll be counting, we'll be giving some numbering. Okay, first time one conversion converted, second time I got two conversions, I got three conversions, like that. Here in case of value, we'll be counting money, how much amount you got, like such. Okay, so right here in case of value, if you sell only one type of product, okay, and each product has same value, okay, then you can choose first option. So if you are selling different types of products and each product have different prices, then you can go for second option. If you think that your conversion does not have any value, okay, then you can choose does not use any value for this conversion action. Okay, you can choose like this. Okay, so next thing is a click-through conversion window. Okay, let's see. So what is this click-through conversion window? Okay, conversion can happen days after a person interacts with your ad. Okay, so I'll say this. So let's think that your ad has displayed to a user. Okay, so he came to your website. Okay, so or simply I'll say your ad has displayed to a particular user. He clicked on your thing. Okay, he clicked on your ad and all. Let's take Amazon ad itself. He clicked on it. You went to that particular website. You want to buy something. You have searched for something like laptop and all. Okay, then is there any rule that you'll be buying that product the same day? Any rule that you'll be buying the product on the same day?
No, ma'am.
No, you might take some suggestions from others. You might take some time. Okay, you might take some time like 3 days or 1 week. Then you'll be buying that product, right? So here the thing is, okay, click through conversion window. What it means is, so even after people interacts with your ad, means even after people clicks on your ad, okay, they might convert the same day or they might be converting after some days also. So if people convert after some days after clicking on your ad, then should we consider it as a conversion? Okay, if people gets converted after clicking in on your ad after some days, okay, converted means here they should make a purchase or they might sign up a form or whatever it may be, they should convert after some days. Okay, so will you consider it as a conversion? So conversions can happen days after a person interacts with your ad. Okay, select the maximum time after an ad interaction. So how much, if people convert after 1 week, is it okay for you? Like that, should we consider it as a conversion? Okay, like that you can choose. So if people convert after 1 week, okay, after clicking on my ad, if they convert within a week, I'll consider it as a conversion. Again, it's your wish to choose how many days and all. Okay, so here the thing is, by this you can know whether people got converted with the help of your ad or not. So people can come through SEO also. Here you have to get some clarity like how many people came from my ad. Okay, so that's why they're asking all these details and all. Next, view through conversion window. Here in case of view through conversion window, people did not interact with your ad, means people did not click on your ad, but they might have seen your ad. Okay, so here the thing is, I'll show. So let's go to Google and type for something. So right, there are no ads. So if I click on this ad, then I interacted with this ad, which means I clicked, means I have interacted with this ad. If I did not click on this ad, I haven't interacted with it. I just viewed this ad. Okay, so here the thing is what they are asking is, so view through conversion window. So after a person views your ad, okay, so if he converts, just he has seen your ad, but he did not click on your ad or he did not interact with your ad. Just the person has seen your ad, he viewed your ad. So after viewing your ad, also he might go to your website and he might have purchased a product. Okay, so here it is asking, the person viewed your ad, after some days he might have gone to your website and he might have done a conversion or he might have purchased a product. Okay, so should I consider it as a conversion? Okay, you can take it as 1 day or 3 days, like so. It's your wish. I'll choose only 1 day because he didn't even click on my ad. Only after seeing will he purchase my product, like such. I have some doubt. Okay, I'll take only 1 day. Okay, here the difference is, after clicking on your ad, okay, if you purchase a product in your website after some days or like such, will you consider it as a conversion? Next, after viewing your ad, if you if you goes to our website and if you purchases a product, will you consider it as a conversion? So if you consider it as a conversion, for how many days you'll consider it? Okay, so how many days after like such you'll consider it? They are asking some time. So for clarity, that's it. Include in conversions, yes, I want to include these things in conversions. Next thing is attribution model. Okay, so what is this attribution model and all, I'll say. So there are 3 4 5 6, okay, 6 types of attribution models. Let's see about them. Okay, consider them as 5 clicks. Okay, consider them as 5 clicks: first click, second click, third click, fourth click, and fifth click. Okay, so here there are various types of attribution models. Okay, first one is last click. Okay, so here in case of last click, okay, let's think that there is a person called A, or some visitor A. I'll increase its size. A clicked on my ad for 5 times. Okay, these are all clicks: first click, second click, third click, and so on. Okay, first click, second click, third click, fourth click, and fifth click. Okay, so let's think that A is a visitor. He clicked on my ad for 5 times, and on the fifth click, okay, on the fifth time he got converted. Means only on the fifth time when he clicked on my ad, okay, he went to my website and he purchased a product. All the 5 times it be navigated to my website, but he didn't make any conversion, or he didn't make any valuable action there. Okay, only after clicking for fifth time he got converted. Okay, so that's why I'll give more weightage to last click. Okay, for this last click I'll be giving more weightage. Why? Because he converted on the fifth click. Okay, so this is simply giving priority to the last click. This is known as last click attribution model. Okay, last click leaves all the credit for the conversion. Okay, which means last click will be getting all the credit here. Okay, so now I'll be giving all the credit to the last click. Let's see about next model. It is first click model. Okay, in case of first click, okay, so here we consider the keyword, for which keyword she came to my website. Okay, she might have searched for some keyword, then my ad got appeared. Okay, then she clicked on my ad and she came to my website and she got converted, or not, whatever it might be. Okay, so for which keyword she came to my website. Okay, this is the important thing. So in case of first click, okay, so here if you hover over here, we'll see. So gives all the credit for the conversion to the first clicked ad. Okay, so here will be giving all the credit to the first ad. Okay, so we might be running various campaigns, guys. Here we might be running various campaigns. Okay, so in each and every campaign we'll be showing different types of ads, but here we'll be giving preference only to the first ad because she came to my website. Okay, with the help of first ad only. On the first ad only she clicked, which means that ad might be impressing. Okay, that's why she came to my website. She might got converted or she might not get converted, it may be. So even she might got converted on the fifth time also. Okay, first time she came to my website with the help of first ad only, that's why she got impressed there itself. Later, after some days, some 2 to 3 days, she took some time. Okay, on the fifth click she got converted. Okay, that's why, as first ad brought her to my website, okay, first ad brought her to my website, I'll be giving credit to the first click. Okay, this is known as first click. Okay, right. Next thing is a linear model. If you see here, next one is a linear model. What is this linear model? Okay, in case of this linear model, credit will be given, okay, equally across all clicks. Okay, how many clicks there may be. Okay, a person might have clicked for multiple times or whatever it might be. Okay, so there are 5 clicks, right? He might have clicked for 5 times or 6 times or 7 times, whatever it may be. In case of linear model, we'll consider that every click is important. Okay, every click has equal importance and we'll be giving credit to each and every click. Okay, equal credit to every interaction or click. Next thing is time decay model. Okay, time decay model. In case of this time decay model, okay, based on the time they'll choose, gives more credit to the clicks that happen closer in time to the conversion. Okay, so let's think that A might have clicked, okay, he might have clicked our ad for 5 times. Okay, but he converted on the fifth time only, he got converted. Then which clicks are closer to the conversion? These two clicks are closer to the conversion, right? So that's why the clicks which are closer to the conversion, okay, closer to the final conversion, will be given more credit. Okay, here most credit will be given to the clicks that are closer to the final conversion. Okay, right. That's about time decay model. Next thing is a position based model. Okay, so you can see it is a position based model. In case of position based model, we'll be giving credit to first and last clicks more. Okay, gives 40% of credit to both first and last click and distributes 20% among other clicks. Yeah, in case of this thing. Okay, so he might have clicked for 6 times, 7 times or 8 times, whatever it may be. More credit will be given to first and last clicks. 40% of credit will be given to first click and 40% of credit will be given to last click, and all the remaining clicks. Okay, in middle there will be many clicks, right? All these clicks will be given with some 20% of credit, like such. Okay, so 40% of credit to first and last clicks, and then 20% to remaining clicks. So in this way, credit is differentiated here. And the last model is data driven model. Okay, it is not enabled. So this data driven model is a new addition to Google Ads. It is a new addition to Google Ads. Okay, here credit will be given to the most influencer keywords. Okay, for the conversion based on past data. For this conversion, it is only available to accounts with enough data. See, it is not available to all the accounts, it is available to only some accounts. Here, in case of data driven model, the credit will be given to most influencer keywords in conversion process. Okay, based on the account's performance, it will be given. Okay, influencer keywords means you might be trying ads or running ads for different kinds of keywords, for which keywords your ad is getting most clicks or your ad is getting more clicks. This is known as influencer keywords. Those are known as influencer keywords, for which keywords your ad is getting more clicks. Okay, so for those keywords we'll be giving more value or more credit. In case of data driven model, it is taken based on the previous data and all. So after you run some ads, after you run some ad campaigns like such, say, okay, Google will be gathering all those data and it will collect which keywords are influencer keywords, like that. Then credit will be given to those influencer keywords only. In order to use this model, okay, in order to use this model, there are some rules. You must have minimum 15,000 clicks, minimum 15,000 clicks and 600 conversions. Okay, so in order to use this model, in the past 30 days, again in the past 30 days, You should have run ads, and you should have got minimum 15,000 clicks for your ads, and minimum 600 conversions must be done. Then only you can use this data driven attribution model. Okay, it is a kind of Google machine learning technology which gives credit based on the past data, which keywords performed better, like that, based on the account's performance. Okay, uh, simply the credit will be given. So what is this attribution model? Attribution model in simple is nothing but giving credit to the clicks and keywords which performed better. Okay, based on your idea. Okay, so it is your wish whether to give more credit to last click or first click or equal credit to all and all. It's your wish. Okay, so I'll give last click only, because in my opinion the click in which the people got converted is much more important to me. That's why I'm choosing last click. Clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, done. I'll choose on create and continue. So now it will ask you to install a tag, email the tag, or use Google Tag Manager. I'll discuss about this Google Tag Manager in a specific tutorial. I'll take a specific class for this Google Tag Manager. Okay, so it is also free Google tool. Okay, we can manage all our codes and tags here. Install your tag yourself means if we are using any WordPress website, you can install our tag ourselves, or else if your website is designed by some designers, or they might be doing it with help of coding, then you can ask those people to install this particular tag on your website. Okay, so we can email this tag for them. Simply I'll choose it for now. Okay, as I have a website and I can install the tag myself. Okay, the code will be in HTML itself. So the global site tag isn't installed on your HTML pages. Okay, simply choose this code, simply copy this code, or else you can download it, Control C, and then you have to go to your WordPress website. Okay, and you have to paste this code there. You have to paste this code on each and every page of your website. Then only this tag can track various actions performed by the users. Okay, so I think you know where to place this tag. Simply copy this tag. Okay, you can also go with the plugin, insert headers and footers. Okay, you can also place the code there, or else you can go to theme editor and then place the tag if you are good with coding and all. Okay, next. So event snippet, if you want to track events also, like page view, if someone clicks on anything, if someone views a particular video, like that. Okay, if you want to track specific events also, like page loads, page clicks, specific page views, like such also, you can also install this event snippet code. Simply you have to copy this code and you have to paste this in your website. Okay, between the head tags of the page you'd like to track, in which page you want to track these events and all. If you want to track such kind of specific events like page views, okay, so clicks also you can track them. So add this limit to the page a customer reaches after completing a conversion. So usually after completing a conversion or after performing an action, they'll reach a page called thank you page. Usually, okay, after purchasing a product, anyone, it may be any website, it will show you a thank you page, right? So if you want to know how many people reach the thank you page and all, you can place this code also on your website. You have to place this code, then only you can track conversions, like how many people visited your page, how many people converted on your page. Okay, how many people clicked on specific things, like that you can know. Right, click on next after installing this thing on your website. Right, so submit lead form conversion action as enabled, done. Okay, like this you can create multiple conversions. You can, okay, you can create multiple conversions here. Okay, so you can use them, and after that you can use them in any campaign. You can also uh, get how many people got converted on your website and all. Okay, so this is about conversion tracking. In order to track conversions, or in order to track actions what people are performing on your website, you can go for this. Okay, then we can get some data, like how many people visited our website, what they are doing on our website, how many people converted on our website. All this data will be getting. Okay, then only we can go for remarketing or retargeting. Okay, then only you can go for this remarketing or retargeting. What is meant by remarketing or retargeting? In simple, we can target people who previously came to our website. Okay, we can target those people even after they left our website. Okay, so you might have seen this Amazon kind of ads and all. It is the very best example. Okay, you might have gone to Amazon, you might have seen various products, you might have placed a product in the cart, but you didn't make a payment. Okay, and you have left that Amazon site. Then wherever you may go, you'll be followed by that Amazon ad. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
This is known as retargeting or remarketing. With the help of retargeting or remarketing, we can do that. But in order to do remarketing, we have to set up this conversion tracking code on our website. Then only we'll get some data. How many people are coming to our website, what they are doing on our website, like such. We can get some data. Then only we can perform remarketing. In simple, we can target people who previously came to our website even after they left our website. Okay, so we can remind them, we can revoke them, and at last we can convert them. So we can do this remarketing with the help of display network campaign. Okay, why display network campaign? So in case of search network campaign, we can show ads, okay, only when people are searching for our business. But in case of display network campaign, we can show random ads to people. Okay, random, we can show ads to random number of people. Okay, people are not searching for our business. Wherever they may go for other websites, they may go for YouTube channels, they may go for mobile apps, or whatever it may be. You can follow them and you can show some ads to them. Okay, that's why we chose display network campaign only. By using display network campaign only, we can do this remarketing. By this, we can increase our sales, we can promote our brand awareness also. Okay, again I'll say whom we can target with the help of this remarketing or retargeting. Okay, we can target people who came to our website previously, and also we can target people who are actively looking for our business. Means actively looking means they might be searching for our business, or they might be visiting sites which are similar to our business. Like such, we can target all these kinds of people with help of display network campaign. This is also known as remarketing or retargeting. Okay, so in order to retarget people, we have to create a remarketing list. Okay, so why list? In case of normal targeting, okay, we'll say Google the target people who are present in this location, who are interested in these things. Okay, who are in whose income is this much. Like that, we'll be giving some specifications to Google. In the same way, in case of remarketing, we have to provide Google with some audience, okay, some list, so that Google can target those people only, and it will show ads to people present in that remarketing list. Okay, how can we create this remarketing list? Let's go and see. Okay, so go to tools and then go to audience manager. It is present in shared library. Audience manager. So right, click on this add symbol, create marketing list. So see which type of visitors or which type of people you want to create a list. Whether it is website visitors, means here you will be showing ads to all your website visitors, or people who visited your website will be shown with your remarketing or retargeting ads. Or app users, if you are having mobile app, people who visited your mobile app will be shown with ads. If you are YouTube users, means people who interact with your YouTube channel or videos, okay, you can show ads to them also. Okay, next thing is customer list, means data you have collected. You can give that data to the Google ads, then you can run your ads. What is this data giving under? I'll say. So some people might have come to your website and they might have filled your form. In that way, you might have collected some data of some 100 people, like such, their name, their phone number, their email ID, like such. In simple, you can give all those data to Google Ads, and you can say Google Ads that please target these people. Like such also you can give. In case of this customer list, we have to upload the data to Google Ads. Next thing is custom combination. We can create a combination of this all these lists. Simply I'll go for website visitors. So who people who visited my website. I'll give some audience name. That's 11 to 1 audience like that. So give proper names for your reference. Okay. So list members. Okay. Here now we have to select what kind of visitors you should target. Okay. Visitors of a page are visitors of a page who also visited another page. Means, for example, if you want to target people who have visited home page as well as who has visited shop page, so those people might be, we can target those kind of people with the help of this second option. Okay, so here it is saying visitors of a page who also visited another page. They must have visit home page as well as they must visit shop page like this. You might have your own ideas. Okay, you can target like this. Next one is visitors of a page who did not visit another page. Means, so I'll say, so they came to my home page but they haven't visited thank you page. What does it mean? They came to my website, they came to home page, but they haven't visited thank you page, which means they didn't perform any conversion. They didn't convert. If they fill a submit, if they fill my form or they purchase a product, obviously they will be redirected to thank you page, right? So if they have gone to thank you page, which means they have already performed some action, then there is no need to show ads to them, right? So I'll choose this third option mostly. Why? Because visitors who came to my website but who didn't visit thank you page, I'll be targeting them. Like that also you can choose. Or else you can choose visitors of a page during specific dates. Means people who have visited my website during these specific days or dates only. If you want to target those people, you can choose. Or else visitors of a page with specific tags. Means here specific tags means already you might have been targeting them in some kind of ways. You might have added some code into your website and already you might have targeting them. Okay, already they are having some tags. Okay, tags means code here, so you can retarget them again also. Okay, so you can choose like that. I'll mostly go for third option. Okay, why? Because people must have come to my website but who didn't make a purchase, I want to target. So I'll choose this. A visited page must match every rule in this group. Okay, again you'll be having three rules here. Contains. Okay, page URL contains means if the page URL contains home like such. Okay, I'll show you. So let me go to DigiReady and all. So now I'll be going to home page like such. Okay, this is the home page, right? So if the URL contains slash home like such, okay, if the URL contains slash home like such, okay, the term, if the URL contains this term, then track all those visitors who have gone to this page. And equals, if the URL equals means if the URL is like this, you have to give the entire URL now. Okay, copy this URL and I paste it here. If the URL is this, then track all the visitors who have gone to this website, this particular URL. Okay, if the URL starts with means again it is a condition. If the URL starts with like this, target all the people. If you give starts with and URL like this, then all the visitors who go to your website will be tracked. They might go to home page or they might go to courses page, whatever it may be. Okay, whoever goes to your website will be tracked. Why? Because this thing follows. Every page of your website will start with this URL only. Okay, that's why every visitor who goes to whatever page it may be in your website will be tracked. So if it is ends with, you can give some URL like this. There are various rules. The URL does not contain this thing. If URL does not equals like that, based on your requirement, choose the condition. I'll choose equals. If the URL equals this thing, and another rule I have choose, that is unvisited page. Okay, the visitor must have gone to my website, but he should not have gone to thank you page. Okay, so you will not be displaying thank you page here. Once you fill up this form, okay, once you fill up this form, you'll be navigated to a thank you page. I'll show you. So something I'll choose and I'll choose on submit. On click of submit, after you process this thing, you will be navigated to thank you page like this. See, so the people who have not gone to thank you page, I want to target them. Okay, so why? Because they haven't made a purchase or they haven't filled my form. If they have gone to thank you page, which means they have made a conversion, then I don't want to retarget those people again. People who didn't make a conversion only I want to target those people. That's why I chose this option. Okay, and also you can go for multiple rules. Okay, you can add multiple rules. Okay, people should have visited this thing, or people might have visited this page. Anything is okay for me, and people should not have visited this particular page. Okay, like this you can add multiple rules. And means it is a compulsory rule. Okay, or means it is okay, people might visit this page or this page, any page is okay for me. And means people should have visited this page, home page, people should have visited courses page, and they must not have visited this thank you page, then only I'll be targeting them. Okay, like this you can add multiple rules. Okay, in case of retargeting or remarketing also. Have you understood any doubts regarding this thing?
No doubts, ma'am.
Right, thank you. So right, pre-fill options. So pre-fill options is nothing but, so just now we are creating a remarketing list, right? Your list might be empty. So if you want to start with a empty list, you can choose this thing. Okay, or else if you want to target people or show your ads to people who have come to your website in the past 30 days. See, it is saying pre-fill list with people who match the rules within the past 30 days. Okay, in the past 30 days also some visitors might have come to your website. If you want to show your ads to those people also, okay, people who have visited your website in the past 30 days also, you can choose this. Otherwise you can start with empty list, which means from now uh, whoever comes to your website, okay, based on the rules you choose, they'll be shown with your remarketing ads. Okay, and membership duration, which means how many days you can target people with ads, how many days you can show your ads to people. It's your wish. You can at max you can show up to 540 days. Up to 540 days you can torture a person, it seems. Okay. You can follow them wherever they may be, you can follow them and you can show your ads to your website visitors. Okay, so it is max for 540 days. You can choose 1 day, 2 days based on your wish. You can choose some 30 days also, or a week also. So I'll choose for 6 days, I'll be showing the ads continuously. Okay, so next thing is description. You can give an additional description also, it is for your reference again. Okay, after that you have to click on create audience. Okay, so again I am saying, so in order to retarget people, in order to create a remarketing list, and in order to show your ads to people who have visited your website or mobile app or whatever it may be, you must have placed conversion tracking code in your website. Then only, okay, then only you can track who are coming to your website, and Google Ads can track some data from your website. From that data you can set some rules and you can target only specific people based on your requirement, which is create audience. Okay, so you can add this audience to any campaigns or ad groups or whatever it may be. You can add like this also, or else you can create a new campaign and also you can add it. You can also add a new label like segregation. You can also segregate these things based on for your reference like such. Okay, so any doubts till now?
No doubts, ma'am.
You can create normal audiences also. So I'll show you how to remarket and all. Let me create a campaign and I'll show you. You can add them to existing campaigns or else you can use them in new campaigns also. Simply click on new campaign. Now, in order to do remarketing or retargeting, we have to choose a display network campaign only. Okay, in case of display network campaign only, we can show them ads, because wherever they go, they might be surfing on Google, they might be seeing or reading some articles on other websites, they might be on mobile apps, or they might be on YouTube, wherever they may be. In all these platforms, you can show ads with the help of display network campaign only. That's why I'll be choosing display network campaign. Okay, only in display network campaign you will be given this option. Go for standard. Okay, you have seen this Gmail campaign also. Give your website name. So www.orals, I'll copy. Uh, Continue. You know about all the things. But here in case of remarketing, no need to target. Why? Because we are giving a list to Google Ads and saying it to target these ones only. Target or show ads only to people present in this list only. Then why again targeting? No need of targeting. Based on age, gender, location, whatever it may be, doesn't matter in case of remarketing. Okay, location, all these things doesn't matter, because we are saying Google to target these specific people only. And bidding is mandatory again. How much amount you want to spend? Okay, all these things are mandatory again. Budget, daily budget, and bid amount. For 1,000 impressions, how much you want to spend? All these things are mandatory. Okay, you can also schedule it what time you show or not, but targeting is not necessary at all. Okay, now here in case of targeting, I'll show. So once you go for browse, in case of audiences, in case of browse, okay, here you have to choose remarketing and similar audiences. How they have interacted with your business means here you are targeting, or you are showing ads to people who have interacted with your business in the past. Okay, so website visitors. See, now I'm showing with website visitors. Under website visitors, you can choose your audience. Okay, so without creating an audience, you can't create remarketing, right? So as I have created an audience already, it is showing up here. Simply you can choose here and you can target them. It is showing me the size as 0. Why? Because just now I have created the audience and I haven't pasted any code in my website. Once I paste my code in my website, after 1, 2, or 3 days, it will generate some size. Okay, how many people are visiting, like that, it will give you some data. Okay, after that you can happily target them. After placing conversion tracking code, please wait for 3 to 4 days. It will generate some data from that. It will track some data from your website, who are visiting your site, how many people converted, like such. From that you can create a remarketing list, okay, based on the conditions you need, and then you can target your required audience. Okay, so as I have created only website visitors, it is showing me like that. If you have created app visitors like that, you can also target them. Okay. So once you create your audience, it will be shown here. You have to go to audiences. In case of targeting, you have to go to audiences under browse. Okay, you can choose remarketing of similar audiences. Okay. So custom audience means you can create your own people with who have specific interests, or people might be searching for only some search terms. Okay, as I said, you can also target people who are searching actively for your business. Right? In that case, also you can choose this custom audience, Google search terms and more. Okay, so both custom audience and this kind of retargeting and similar audience are used for retargeting only. Similar audiences means people who are similar to your targeting audience. Okay, you might have targeted only 3 people. There might be other 10 people who are similar to those people, who have same interests, who are looking for same business or not. Okay, we can also target them. This is known as similar audience. Okay, this is how we can remarketing. We can remarket or we can retarget people. Okay, in case of remarketing, we no need for targeting again, because we are saying Google Ads to show ads only to these people present in that list. Okay, clear guys? Any doubts still now?
No doubts, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So now let's go with this call only ads. Right, what are these call only ads? Let's see. So these call only ads or call extensions, you might have seen about this thing on Google Ad extensions also, call extension. You'll be displayed with a number in case of a desktop, and you'll be displayed with a number as well as the call symbol on mobile devices. Okay, these are usually displayed on mobile devices only. Call only ads or call extensions, both are same. Okay, they are displayed on usually on mobile devices. In case of desktop, only a number is displayed. In case of mobile devices, will be displayed with the call icon also. When customer clicks on that particular thing, okay, the ad places a call from their particular device. They'll be navigated to specific calling app and they can place a call. Okay, so here the bidding strategy will be CPC, cost per click only. Why? Because they'll be displayed on search network only. You'll see such kind of ads on search network only. Okay, there itself we can create this call only ads. In simple, we can say it as call extension also, guys. Okay, you can say it as call extension also. We can create a separate ad, or else we can simply go for a ad extension also. It's our wish. Okay, so now the main thing is we can develop this call only ads and all, right? Now how can we track those calls, right? So we might be having some personal number. We might have given the same number in our website also. Then how can we know how many people are customers and how many calls I got are personal calls? How can I differentiate between personal and official calls, right? How to track them? Yeah, there is a thing called call reporting. Okay, with the help of this call reporting, we can track calls. Okay, this call reporting makes use of GFN numbers, which means Google forwarding numbers. Okay, Google forwarding number. GFN means Google forwarding number. This call reporting makes use of Google forwarding number in order to measure the performance of our call extension or call only ad. Okay, what does this call reporting can do? Okay, it can track details like call duration, means after we get a call how much time they are speaking with us, how many minutes they spoke with us, all these things it can know. And it can also track call start and end time. It can also track a caller area code, and it can also track whether the call is connected or not, etc. Okay, so like this we can track various things with the help of this call reporting. Okay, so then what is this GFN number? Google forwarding number. It makes use of Google forwarding number, right? Call reporting makes use of Google forwarding number in order to track various things like call duration, start and end time, whether the call is connected or not, what is the caller area code and all, right? We have spoke about all these things. Now what is this GFN number? GFN number is a unique number provided by Google. Unique phone number. It is provided by Google only. Okay, so it is used in our ads, which helps to track our calls to business. Okay, it is used in our business. If you give our original number to Google, okay, let's think that this is my phone number, right? Okay, this is my number. If I give this number to Google, Google will convert this number to some other unique number. Okay, this is the Google forwarding number. Google will convert this number to some other number like a Google forwarding number. We can use this Google forwarding number on our website, whether it may be in case of Google ads. Okay, we might be displaying some call extensions or call only ads, right? In case of Google also, we can see some phone number here, right? So we can use our original number or we can use Google forwarding number also. Okay, if you place Google forwarding number instead of your original number, you can track all these things like call duration, who called you, what is the caller area code, all these things you can track. Okay, so it will redirect the calls to a personal number itself, but the number shown here is different. The original number will not be shown on your ads on your website. Okay, your website also I placed my original number. Here if I place my Google forwarding number, okay, here Google will show some other number to users, but when they try to place a call with you, or when they try to call you, it will automatically connect you to your original number only. Okay, but the customers will not be shown with your original number. That's it. In this way, we can track how many calls you are getting from ads, or how many calls you are getting from your website other than personal calls. Like this, we can track, and we can differentiate how many calls we are getting to your business. Okay, so and also we can uh, take some conversions, like you can also count some phone calls. Okay, you can also count phone calls of specific duration as conversion only. Like we can give a condition that if a person speaks for 10 minutes, then only I'll consider it as a conversion. If a person speaks with me for 2 minutes, then only I'll count it as a conversion. So based on the duration, so based on the specific duration also, we can count whether the phone call is considered as a conversion or not. Okay, you can do that thing also. Usually in case of call only campaigns or call extensions, okay, so it'll be shown with the phone number, and also it'll be shown with the description, business description, and also a call button. The call button will be shown in case of mobile devices or tablets. Okay, there you can place a call. On desktop it will not be shown, as you cannot place a call through desktop. Okay, it will be shown with phone number, the business description and all, and everything. Next it will be shown with a call button. Okay, so let's go and create this call only ad. So simply click here, new campaign. So if you notice, this call only ads can be placed on search network campaign only. That's why the bidding strategy is also cost per click, CPC. Okay, I'll go for search network campaign. Here you can create call only ads. See, phone calls, give your phone number. It is mandatory because it is the main part which should be displayed here. In case of call only ads, this phone number will be displayed to the users. India, yes, right. Okay, so continue. Here also you can choose all the targeting, ad scheduling. You can create keywords, ad groups and all. It's your wish. Okay. mm, Call only ads. You can create an ad, or you can simply go with an extension also, because of search network only it will display. So you can choose locations, languages, all the targeting, budget, bidding, everything you can choose. It's your wish. But the thing is, here the ad is displayed along with the number here. It is known as call only ad. Okay, so you can also give keywords. You can also create ad groups and all. Everything is same like. Okay, it is same like search network campaign. That's why I'm not saying. Otherwise, you can simply go for call extension also. Okay, see, it is showing me as call extension.
These are
I'll
cheaper, ma'am.
please come again.
These are cheaper than such network campaign, ma'am.
No, no, you have to keep again bidding and all. Everything is same. Okay,
Same
not
cost,
cheap.
ma'am.
Same cost only. It is the cost differs based on the keyword.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
if the keyword has high competition, see, digital marketing training, these kind of keywords are high competition. That's why many people will be trying to bring their ad not on the top. That's why bidding will be going on increasing. So again, based on the keyword and based on the competitors, based on the quality score, all these factors depends on the amount, whether it is cheap or cost like such. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so right, it is similar to search network campaign, but the thing is in extra I'll get a phone number, or else simply you can go for extension also. Call extension. What you have to do is go to ads and extensions, and then extensions. In case of extensions, you can go for creating a call extension as I shown you before. Simply you can okay, give a phone number here, and you can also see call reporting is turned on. Reporting, call reporting is turned on. You can simply add this thing. Okay, you can simply add this thing to your mm, any campaign, whatever campaign you want, you can add. See, I'll show you. Mm, so I have already created a call extension, I think. There is this thing. This is the call extension. Simply you can click and you can add it to campaign account or ad group, whatever thing you want. Okay, so in this way, both call only ads and call extensions are similar. Okay, so now, as I said, we can track these calls. Let's see how we can track them. We can do this with the conversion tracking itself. Go to tools, then go for a measurement under it conversions. We have seen a website, right? We have seen website visit, how to track people coming to our website, what they are performing and all. So you can now in the same way you can track phone calls also. Okay, so here it is giving three options. What you want to track? Okay, calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads means if you might have placed your phone number like this with help of call only ads or call extension. If you want to track calls coming from your ad, okay, if you placed a Google ad like this, if you want to track calls coming from your Google ads, then choose this first option. Or else you might have placed your phone number on your website, guys, like this. Okay, then if you want to track the calls that are coming from your website, then you can do this. Or else you can click on your number on your mobile website. Mobile website means app. You might have placed your phone number on your mobile app. If you are getting okay calls from those things, those app, you can choose this. Again, the thing is you have to place this conversion tracking code on your mobile app. As I do not have an app, I'll go with ads or website. I'll choose this. Continue. So if it is website, then you have to place the code. If it is ads, no need to place again. So phone call lead, you can change this category. If you change this category, the conversion tracking will again change. Okay, conversion name, I'll choose it as call only website conversion. So as I'm choosing website. Okay, again you can choose value and count. Okay, so if same person calls again and again, it is only one conversion. Okay, if multiple persons, different persons call, I'll count it as different conversions. Values also will differ. So call length, as I said, we can define whether it is a conversion or not based on the call length. So minimum length a call needs to count it as a conversion. So if a person speaks for 60 seconds, then only I'll count it as a conversion. You can increase this value to 250 seconds or 60 seconds, like that. It's your wish. Okay, so let's think that if a person call you and the call disconnected after 2 to 3 seconds only, right? It is a poor connection. There you might not got any business, right? So I'll be choosing all these options, call length and all. It's your wish. Again, click through conversion window. After seeing your ad, how many after seeing your ad or after clicking on your ad, okay, you might have got converted after some days. Then should I take it as a conversion or not? So now I can give a rule that if we converted within a week, I'll think that it is a conversion which happened with the help of my ad. Like that, you can choose. It's your wish. So you include in conversions. Here also you can use attribution models. To which click you want to give most credit. Simple. Because of attribution model, you'll be getting nothing, but you'll be giving some credit to clicks. To which click you want to give more credit and all. Create and continue. So if we have placed the code once, it is okay. Again and again, there is no need to place the code. Okay, you can place this code in your website so that whenever people makes a call and all, okay, then you can simply track them. Okay, the phone snippet replaces your phone number on your website with the Google forwarding number. See, the phone snippet with a Google forwarding number. Google forwarding number is a unique number given by Google. Now your original number will not get displayed on your website. This Google forwarding number will get displayed on your website once you place the code here. So here now we have to give your phone number. Click on create snippet. Okay. After create snippet, you have to place this code. Okay. This code in your website. Then okay. Now the number is this, right? 83281999 something, right? Now if I place this code, this number will be changed. Google forwarding number will be shown here instead of this particular number. So whoever make a call through that number, all those calls will be tracked. Okay. So next you have to place this code. Click on done. Okay. if you haven't placed your code also, simply click here. Once you go to conversions, will be displayed with each and everything. There you can go for tag setup, and you can simply click on install the code, then it will show you all the code. You can copy and paste it. If you forget to paste the code also, you can go for all the conversions tools. Conversions will be displayed with a list, right? Simply click on it. There will be showed with tag setup, then you can place that code in your website. Okay, we can't determine, guys, they might look same also. Once you make a call, okay, your original number will not be shown to the customer, but you'll be getting a call. This forwarding number, this Google forwarding number will redirect calls to your original number. Okay, so this is about Google forwarding number. And how to enable this call reporting and all, how to start this tracking and all. Okay, go to Google Ads. Here you can go for settings and then account settings. On the left hand side, you have to go to account settings. Mostly the call reporting will be turned on. See here, there is call reporting. You can turn on this call reporting. Okay, by default it is turned on. If not, please turn on. Okay, so you can also save the call recordings for 30 days. You can also save it. Okay, so you can also listen to all these call recordings. Okay, make sure your ad extension has a US based phone number to do this. Okay, so in order to do this call recording and all, you have to agree to all these terms and conditions, because uh, it is not legal, guys. Actually, we should not record calls. I think we should not record calls or all these things. But in order to do that, we have to agree to all these things. Like we don't use this kind of call recordings for some kind of illegal purposes or like that. We have to agree to this all these conditions, and then you have to accept if you want to save all these call recordings and all. Okay, so if you just want to record the calls, then it's okay. So you can turn on this, get detailed information about calls you have received or not, you can turn on. But if you want to save the call recordings, and then if you want to listen to all call recordings and all, okay, you must have a US based phone number, and you have to verify its URL, because in India it is illegal, guys. I think it is illegal in order to uh, listen to all the call recordings and all. It is not a thing, I think. Okay, choose how calls are counted as conversions and all. You can choose this. Again, choosing means we are redirected to conversions page. See here, call conversion action, how to consider it, call from ads or call from things. You can also again, you are navigated to conversion tracking thing, and you have to set up all these things. After how many minutes of speaking a call you should you might want it as a conversion, like this you can set up all these things. You can also see here message reporting. It is also a new thing. You can also on this. Okay, get detailed information about the messages you receive. Okay, so here, how can we collect this message thing? With the help of message extension. Okay, so similar to call extension, we have a ad extension like message extension, right? Okay, so there you can turn on this, and you can also collect all the information. Okay, you can also collect all the information regarding messages you are getting. Okay, collect all the data are getting from ad extension called messages. Okay, clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, recording storage. Once you turn on this thing in Google Ads itself, it will show you up. Okay, when you go to this conversions thing, okay, once you run ads by using this conversion tracking, call only ads tracking and all the data will be shown up there. You can download the data also through an Excel sheet or through in your system. You can download the data also. But
Okay.
here, in order to download all those things, in order to save those things, you must have a US based phone number, because in US it might be legal, I think.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, about this auto tagging, GCLID and all, I'll say later. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
any doubts, you can ask me.